Welcome to Tech Blueprint, a window that lets you know the latest technology news in the world. At the beginning of last month, the United States launched a new round of export restrictions, blacklisting more than 140 Chinese companies and preventing China from buying their semiconductor products. This is obviously bullying. The next day, the four major domestic industry associations immediately responded with a strong attitude, firmly opposing the unreasonable restrictions of the United States, and reminding everyone that American chip products and supply chains are unreliable and purchasers should be cautious. This back and forth is full of gunpowder. But China thinks calmly. Many chips on cars are American brands, such as Qualcomm and Nvidia, and everyone is used to using them. Can you really say no? There are many chips on a car, and automotive-grade chips are of various types and have a wide range of uses. For example, pure electric vehicles use more than 3,000 or even 4,000 chips, and early fuel vehicles also have 700 to 800 chips. Automotive-grade chips are mainly divided into computing and control chips, power chips, sensor chips, and other chips. In the field of automotive-grade chips, the position of American companies is very delicate. Qualcomm and Nvidia are almost in a monopoly position in high computing SoC and AI chips. But in other chip markets, the global market share of American companies is not high. Take the MCU chip, which is the most numerous in cars, for example. In 2023, 5 companies including Infineon and Renesas Electronics accounted for more than 90% of the global market share. The situation in China is similar, with only one American company. From this point of view, it seems that it is okay not to use American chips, just switch to other companies. But this still does not get rid of dependence on overseas companies. In order not to be strangled, China's automotive-grade chip industry must develop in the direction of independent control. With the current level of domestic automotive-grade chips, it is possible to completely replace imported products, but it is extremely difficult. Foreign chip companies started early, have rich experience, have diverse products, and stable performance and quality. Even chip development tools are monopolized by them. If domestic companies want to get rid of their influence, it will take a lot of time, just like planting apple trees if you want to eat apples. Brother M, who does hardware development for car companies, said that overseas products such as Infineon are still common in daily work. The application scenarios of domestic products are relatively low-end, and the performance is just enough. Why is the gap so big? Brother M said that domestic chip manufacturers lack money and time to explore on their own outside the influence of Western industries. They must not only grab the market from giants, but also invest a lot of time and money in research and development and verification. Another problem is EDA tools. Chip design is inseparable from EDA tools, and American companies have almost a global monopoly in this regard. The 3 giants in the global EDA tool market, Synaptics, Cadence, and Siemens EDA, account for 80% of the market together, and the domestic market share is also more than 70%, of which 2 are American companies. If you want to use the advanced process of the foundry, you have to use the EDA tools of these 3 companies. Brother MS Company was on the US blacklist and could not use EDA tools adapted to advanced processes. It could only use low process or even pirated software. However, the situation in the automotive-grade power semiconductor industry is slightly better. The technical threshold of power semiconductors, such as MOSFET and IGBT, is relatively low, and domestic companies are willing to invest and make good products. Last year, the market share of Chinese companies in China exceeded that of foreign companies, and the market share of companies such as BYD Semiconductor has been steadily increasing. Although it is difficult to completely get rid of the influence of the United States and overseas companies on automotive chips, it must be done. When there is a problem with the chip, the attitude of overseas companies to solve the problem is far less positive than that of domestic suppliers. Domestic chip substitution is a major trend. From the national to the local to the enterprise, there are policies to promote the development of automotive-grade chips. A small chip alliance has been established in China, and Huawei is also developing its own EDA tool system. Although the domestic automotive-grade chip industry is still relatively rudimentary and chaotic, as long as Chinese companies are given more time and patience, they will definitely make breakthroughs in the field of automotive-grade chips in the future. In short, the United States restricts Chinese companies from purchasing semiconductors, and the 4 major associations respond. The status of American companies in automotive-grade chips is delicate, and it is difficult for domestic companies to replace imports, and they need to develop independently and controllably. The market share of domestic power semiconductor companies has increased, and domestic chip substitution is a major trend, which requires time and patience to break through.